What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, obviously Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. Now, guys, we had a beautiful opening day.
Very beautiful. At the beginning, it was kind of cold a little bit and snowing a little bit. You remember when we was in Thursday, Parrot?
Yeah, you were getting snowflakes all over you.
Wow, it was crazy, but it was a great time that we have there. We have to say thanks to everybody that, they came in and had fun with us. But we had more fun in the ballpark. I know at the beginning it was kind of crazy a little bit because we wasn't hitting.
It got a little scary.
This guy was throwing almost a no-hitter. And the last no-hitter in that ballpark that was going to be throwing, it was Randy Johnson, opening day, 1994, 8 innings when Sandy Alomar came in. I got that base hit over there. But yesterday was a great game because Lively keep us in the game, in there for 5 innings. And then our bullpen came in and they shut down K. Smith and everybody came in, and then Class
A? Oh, yeah, Class A.
Class A was Class A yesterday.
Yes, he was.
He made everybody go to school.
Yeah, he sent them back to the bench real quick.
Yeah, it was very nice, very special. So, and the big thing was that we win the game. That's the most important thing. Winning the game in there, show everybody the character that our team have. And the good thing is we are home.
We're home.
We lead the American League last year in attendance, and we start yesterday we was the last time they got opening day.
We were, yeah.
We was the
I know,
last
10
team.
games in.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yes, so we got a big win yesterday, so I think we're going to keep going, rolling, because we need to win this series because you know who's coming next. We're going to talk about Kansas City. We're going to talk about it, but it was very nice. But I got a surprise for you guys. We got an interview yesterday. I got the opportunity to come into the clubhouse, and I interviewed Nolan Jones. Let's
Mr.
talk
Walk-off
to the hero.
himself.
Wow, did you like that walk-off right away?
Yeah.
We need it. Did you was close to, where the ball got hit?
Yeah.
Almost got a grand slam in there.
I was sitting in right field, like right on the line, and honestly, at no point did I think that ball was going to leave the ballpark, but everybody else did, and I was excited for them until it hit the
Wow. But we we win the game no matter what.
It doesn't matter. We did it.
Wild pitch. I was waiting for a wild pitch. I was waiting for a walk, base hit, and a homer. It was going to be the most special. What about you, Positive J? Where you was hitting?
I was there for like the first 3 innings, and I have the day pass, so I got to stand around. And there was absolutely not one spot to actually walk up and see the game. So I was watching it on a TV in the Terrace Club, and I decided, I'm like, well, if I'm going to watch it on TV, I'm going to go home. So I watched it from my couch at home.
Probably
in
warm.
the warm. My back was absolutely killing me by the end of the day. I was quite happy to get home and watch the win. I totally thought he hit a home run. I stood up ready to go, and then I'm like, come on. And I'm doing the whole thing like we're trying to wave it. And, hey, a win's a win. If he gets a walk against Sunshine, then so be it. I'm happy. A win's a win.
Exactly.
But I got a question for you. You know how many hot dogs you eat? We're going to talk. Wait. Let's wait till the last part because you need to let us know. You say here that you was going to eat five.
If I would have stayed for the whole game, I probably would have ate 5, definitely.
That sounds like an
We
expensive
got to talk
day.
about everyone in the group of our group text is giving me crap for eating hot dogs apparently the wrong way, and we'll bring that up later too, for sure.
So what about you? What you have to eat over there?
I had a hot dog. I had chicken tenders before. I had a beer. I had a day actually. I had popcorn at the Cavs game. Honestly, it's gonna take me days to recover from what I did to myself.
You know what impressed me about you, Gabby? You told me the last year you went to 71 games.
71 games, yes.
71 games. Hey, she's a lady, and she went 71 games.
71.
That means fans. I want to see you guys in the ballpark. What I'm gonna be doing, because I'm upstairs doing the radio, I'm gonna bring the binoculars and I'm gonna be checking my people, my friends.
To see who's in the crowd?
To see who's in the crowd, if they come to the ballpark or not. But I have to make sure that they come to the ballpark in there. But I got the opportunity to, after the game, to go into the clubhouse, and I interview Nolan Jones, the hero, the comeback hero, because he came back for the first time after he got traded to Colorado Rockies. Let's listen to that. Hi, everybody from Me Gusta Los Deportes. I'm Carlos Baerga the Show. We have here the man, Nolan Jones. Big walk today to win. How you feel about it?
I feel amazing. I feel good. Everything I wanted. The situation you want to be in,
Awesome. You play here in 2022. You got traded to Colorado. Coming back home in front of your fans here because you born here.
Yeah.
The second round of the organization 2016. How's the family and everybody feel about it?
It's been a dream come true. Obviously, Denver's a lot farther away from where I was born in Philadelphia. So to have my all my parents and family here and everything, it's been amazing. And I've gotten. I'm super happy to be back. It's been amazing.
We are very happy to have you here. God bless you, and let's put the numbers, bro.
Appreciate it, Baerga.
You got it.
What a great clip. Seriously, that was a great moment. Great clip. That was amazing.
He was
So
awesome.
happy.
I'm sorry that he was kind of naked a little bit, from up in there. But I had to do it. I had to get it for
You
my,
were
for my
in the
people.
moment, yeah.
When you are in the family on Big Play Sport Network, things gonna happen, right away. We don't waste time. We go in there and get people, to help us out. So let's see what's gonna happen. You have to stay with us because we have a surprise for you.
Yeah, we have a guest coming back after this break, and it's going to be
What?
we have a
Jim
guest. We have a
Thome.
guest
Jim
coming.
Thome is coming to the house, guys.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer from the Cleveland Guardians.
Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend, Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. Now, Carlos, I know I say this every week. You're such a popular man. Who do we have today?
Well, we have somebody that, you know what? When I bring the bat,
You know what that means.
you have to talk about Jim Thome, the guy that hit the longest home run in a ballpark. This guy hit so many walk-off, 13 walk-off, finished the game in the pressure. That's the guy that I always want hitting for us, and he did it in 1995. Oh, my God. You know how many times we have fun with the guy. We got Jim Thome in the house. My brother, how you doing, brother?
I'm great, guys. How are you?
We're doing good. We got Gabby, that I call her Omar Vizquel, and we have Positive James on the right side over there, that I call him Jim Thome, because this guy, when he hit hard. That's good.
Well, you guys are doing great. Thanks for having me on. It's great to be on with all of you guys. Continued success. I watched the show with Omar and then Kenny, so it's. I'm proud to be on, and thanks for having me, no doubt.
Go ahead, Gabby.
Perfect. I know we just had opening day, Cleveland Guardians opening day, but we have a player on this team that you played with. So you were teammates with Carlos Santana. What does 39-year-old Carlos Santana bring to this current team, and what was he like as a teammate?
Oh, my gosh. Great human. First of all, you start with great human being.
Yes.
Just a wonderful teammate, leader, isn't like a crazy vocal, guy in that regard, but the way he goes about his work, the way he performs, the way he roots for guys. Mm-hmm. I was so happy to see him get to come back and play this year in Cleveland, because I know what he represents, not only to the organization, but for his family. And it's really cool to see him come back to Cleveland for sure.
Tommy, I always talk about, the opportunity that we have to see coming up. Albert Bell, yourself, from the organization, not to come from a trade like Omar, like Kenny Lofton, the other guys. You guys came from the organization, and you came right away, hitting like you belong in there. And I remember that you had something special. You take a lot of walks, you hit 300, but then you become a power hitter. You finish with 612, just 8. Listen to these people. Just 8 in Major League Baseball had hit over 600 homers. When you find that swing in there, you can let everybody know who was the guy that teach you that.
I think, Carlos, the biggest thing was giving like Charlie Manuel, and you know this. Charlie was our hitting guy in the 90s. We were fortunate to have him, in our organization, what he taught, how he went about teaching all of us, and knowing each guy's ability and getting the strengths out of those guys. I think, and the positivity every day coming to the ballpark. And Charlie, kind of teaching us how to approach that night's pitcher was so big. And then for me, I would say you guys as teammates, having a great group of teammates that you knew were great players, that supported you, that drove you, that pushed you to be better. And as they got better, we all got better as a team. And that kind of, there were maybe two guys that would get really hot, then we'd have two more guys step in. And just so lucky and fortunate to have that group of guys, and that brotherhood that we had so many years in Cleveland. That's the thing that I miss the most, is the camaraderie and the dinners, the plane rides, our spring trainings. When we left spring training, the goal was to win a World Series. And it was so wonderful being a part of that.
Let me say something, Jay, before I throw it to you, because you mentioned something. When we finished spring training, we was ready to play the game. Right now, Tommy, it's hard, and I had to mention this. You know how many games they played this year in spring training? Just 20. And I said to everybody, when you play 20 games, the guys that play every day just play 10 games, but the first 5 games, you play 4 or 5 innings. So you don't get that many at-bats. So that's why I'm being saying to everybody, don't get excited about the teams that are already starting really good and the other ones start kind of slow. But because I say they need the at-bat in spring training. How important. You live in Chicago. Chicago. You're from Chicago, and it's snow. You don't have the opportunity to be in the field to start hitting and stuff like that. You have to go to batting cages. So if you go to spring training and you don't get the at-bat, you're going to start behind, because the pitcher, they are the one they're always ready to that. How important it is to get the at-bat in spring training?
It's huge. I mean, as I got going in my career and I understood the amount of at-bats I needed, and nowadays, like, the players can go into the minor leagues and you can lead off, say, an inning, or then bounce to another minor league team and go over there and hit third. So having more at bats was huge. I remember one year I got almost 100 at bats, left spring training, and it was one of my best years, just starting off in April. To your point, Carlos, the more reps, the more at bats, the more pitches you see. And I think the other thing, maybe guys today should go down and stand in the bullpen and just like track balls from the pitcher, and the more you can train your eyes, your mind, the feeling of what it's like being in the box. I think that's success, but every player's different. You have to know yourself, and you have to know what makes you kind of go, what is best for you.
Mentioning what goes best for you, I just found this out because growing up as a kid, I definitely did the bat point towards the pitcher, and I never knew where you got it from. And I just found out that Charlie Manuel had you copy Robert Redford from The Natural, which I thought was awesome. Please tell me how much that helped you actually.
Oh, it was big. I remember him calling me in. We were in Scranton, and he called me in, and he just did not like at that moment how my setup was, how my load. I got ready too quickly. I was, and Carlos knows this, like, the whole key to hitting is being relaxed and being loose and, having a little bit of rhythm in your swing. And at this moment, I just didn't have that. I was trying to learn it. I was trying to find it. And Charlie had seen, that movie, called me in and said, hey, let's go out today and you just kind of point the bat out there. And what it did, it loosened everything up. It got, if I point the bat forward, think about it. I got to get the bat to the back side where you fire from. And that was so big. I mean, I think the next 2 days I went out, I hit 2 home runs. And then he also moved me And on the plate, a little bit, which he did with a lot of us,
Yes.
he would move us our back foot close to the white line,
Yes.
and then opened us up so our hips got freed up. And Charlie's mindset to hitting was so good that he knew exactly what he wanted to do with me,
Yes.
Carlos,
Yes.
Omar, what he did with Albert Bell,
Yeah.
what he did with Manny.
Mhm.
And it was a routine that we all had, and we were fortunate to have a guy like this. I've said that, I know, here, but I just can't say it enough how much he meant to all of us.
He was probably the greatest hitting coach of all time.
That's what
He's right there. I mean, for us, yes. But if you put him down as the great, think about our offenses in the 90s, our runs scored, our home runs, our walks.
Yes.
The way that I watched what he did with Omar Vizquel. He made Omar Vizquel into a guy that would pull the ball and hit enough home runs that was so big for our club, putting us in a situation where Omar hit it, where he hit in our lineup.
Right, go.
Yeah, so continuing on with some home run talk here. This one might be a little bit fun. Hypothetically, let's say you're in a home run derby with current players in the league right now.
Yeah.
Which players would you want to compete against? And obviously, you don't even need to be in your prime. You can still beat them all.
They don't have a chance.
Yeah, they don't have a chance.
They don't have a chance.
But which players
when he
would
let
you
it
want
go,
to
he let it go, no matter what.
Yeah, but which players would you want to beat in a home run derby is a better way to phrase it then.
Oh, my gosh, there's so many great ones. I mean, Harper, I would say, Mike Trout. I mean, obviously, Aaron Judge and Ohtani. How cool would it be just to watch those guys now go and hit in the home run derby against each other? There's so many great athletes playing today, and the dynamic of the game, is look, it was really, really good in our time, and I think it's continued to grow to the degree that these guys, man, they are wonderful, really good players, and so much fun to watch. It would be great to be in that little group and compete against them.
Yeah, that would be awesome to see.
Awesome. That's awesome. Tommy, you are one of the guys that playing in that lineup. He's in the Hall of Fame with Eddie Murray, with Dave Winfield. I know that Omar is going to be there. I know that Kenny Lofton is going to be there. I know that Manny Ramirez is going to be there. I know Otto Hershiser is going to be there. I know that Dennis Martinez is going to be there. This was a special. Albert Bell is going to be there too. I know it, and I mentioned that to everybody. Albert Bell is going to be there. So that lineup that we have, it was scary. Man, my friend, we wasn't afraid of anybody. Like you said before, if today I was off, you guys came up, you and Manny hitting 7 and hitting 8. You guys came up and bring everything. So the pitchers, they don't have time to rest. And when you're facing a lineup, when I talk about you and I said to everybody, I play one of the greatest hitter in the game. You know how many times he hit 40 home runs? 6 times. You know how many times he hit 30 home runs? 12 times. How many 100 RBIs? 10 times. So, and the biggest thing is he get 100 walks. There's just 2 players that I play. One I play against, Frank Thomas and Jim Thome. They had the opportunity to hit over 280, but they get walks, they hit homers, and they bring RBIs. Now the game, Tommy, and we was talking about this, a couple of minutes before. When you made the All-Star game, you see the number. When we used to play, you see the number that say 320 home runs, almost 70, 80 RBI, something like that. When you see now that they don't care about to hit 300, how important was for you at the beginning?
Well, I mean, hitting 300 was the goal. The best year for me in Cleveland was the year that I hit 52 homers, excuse me, and I think I hit 302. The goal was to hit 300 that year.
Wow.
And then every day, and I try to tell my son this, put something in the basket, a run scored, a walk, a base hit. If you get an RBI, if you get a double, if you hit a home run, wonderful. But the game should be approached every day is I'm going to put something in a basket, in a hat, and at the end of when I walk away, my mental mind is positive leaving the ballpark. That way, when I come back the next day or the next game, I've felt positive of and loving the game and not putting so much pressure, excuse me, on players, having them think they got to go get 4 hits, they got to get 3 hits. That's where our lineup, Carlos, was so good that we had so many guys that did so many different things. I don't truly know. I don't think people really understand how good and great our lineups were. And it was so special. It was something that honestly, like, I mean, it's got to be one of the 3 greatest lineups of all time, I think.
I'm with you. Right.
It's the number 1 lineup of all time.
For me, it is number 1.
By the way.
For me, it is number 1. Yes.
So, getting ready for this interview, I've been doing a lot of research on you. One of the best things I saw is an interview it's a drive along with you and Chipper Jones going to the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And then you guys shared a story that I thought was absolutely hilarious about a little brawl you guys ran into back in the minor leagues, and you may have spared Chipper Jones's life. Can you please tell us the story from your point of view? Because I've heard it from Chipper's view. I got to hear it from Thome's view.
No, I mean, look, we were in Richmond. They had a really good AAA team, as did we. There was, and this had been building up, you know, like they were hitting home runs, you know, we were hitting home runs, you know, and in that time, those guys, we also were a part of it, believing in your ability. And that particular night, you know, and look, Carlos knows this. When you get into a brawl, you're not going to punch somebody.
Yes.
You're going inside of the brawl to get people out of there.
You can't hurt your
Obviously,
hands.
Protect your teammates. That's the main thing. You're really trying to help your teammates.
Yes.
And Chipper and I, to this day, we actually look back and laugh at it.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But I had gotten, you know, I held Chipper and he was not moving.
As he described it, the hands of God had him and said, don't move. He's like, I'm good.
Let me tell you
Yes.
something. Every time somebody hit a walk-off from Cleveland for a team, they're afraid that Thome was waiting for that in the whole play because he hit it so hard. Pop, pop, pop. Oh, my God. Nobody want to get killed by Thome. Everybody start hiding and stuff like that. This guy was one of the strongest guys that I ever played with. When you see the forehand of Thome, the only guy that I see like this was, you know who was? Steve Garvey. Steve Garvey, the forehand is so strong. He was a special guy, and this guy was a great athlete too. You remember when we played basketball in the YMCA here with Fernando Montes? That they bring us here in November.
You were playing basketball?
Basketball, and this guy was dunking.
You were dunking?
Yeah,
Can you
yeah.
dunk, Carlos?
Guy,
can you dunk?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
at that time, not anymore. I'm overweight right now.
No way.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God. You
yeah,
guys can
yeah.
still
I was
dunk.
going to say, Carlos, I'm with you on that one. I don't think there's any more dunking going on in these days. That's for sure.
Just cookies into the milk. That's the only dunking going on for us old guys.
Yeah.
That's
Thome,
right.
Thome, we're going to go to a pause and we come back again. Okay, baby? I cannot let you go. It's been a very special interview. And my friends here, Omar and Thome, they having fun with you, brother.
Oh, that's great.
Good.
Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show, everybody. I'm Gab Gowdy with Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga and always positive Jay. And our guest today, you know what? We couldn't let him go because we're just having such a great conversation. Jim Thome, hello. Good to see you once again.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. Great. Hey, what a great first segment there. That
Oh
was
my
wonderful.
God, we love
Crushed
it. And
it. You guys are crushing it.
And I swear to God, I say to the production guy, I said we have to keep going because I love this guy, Thome. But I want to talk about. Did you ever thought that you was gonna make it to the Hall of Fame at the beginning of your career?
No way. No way, Carlos. Growing up where I did in the Midwest, the challenge was always to play under good weather, first of all, and then just keep loving the game, keep playing the game. And, you know, I think when I got drafted and I was able to go out and sign and then, you know, kind of learn the game, I was very raw. I didn't, you know, I could always hit in high school and college. And then, but the biggest thing is you learn how to play defense. You learn how to run the bases. You learn all the little things in professional baseball. And then quite honestly, the greatest part of it was meeting now all your teammates, the new teammates that you would come across, and then forming this culture and this environment as we did well in Cleveland. And then the goal was to win. You know, that night in September in 1995, when we clinched the division. You know, that was, to me, that was like the beginning. That was like, yes, this is now real. And we never looked back. No. We had so much drive and so much passion every year to win because our fans also showed that to us. You know, like we would be down in the 6th, 7th, maybe 8th inning, and our fans got to a point they wouldn't leave. Like they would, and that was a feeling for us. We thrived in that environment, knowing that they had that much love and support for us.
Carlos always talks about how you guys never could believe that you would lose. Like, you always believe in yourself. But that resonated through all the fans too, clearly. Like, because we never stopped believing. Like, you guys could be down 8 runs in 9th inning. We're like, oh, we got this. It's not a problem at all.
Yeah. I think that, you know, and look, I think that came from our leaders, Carlos. It came from Vizquel. It came from Sandy Alomar. It came from our big core group of guys that had been there a little bit before us, the younger guys, got around. But they taught us all of this, how to be positive and how to never give up. And never, if we were down 5, you know what? Leading off that inning, we knew we had to get on base. Now, that wasn't, hey, I'm going to hit a homer. That was a walk, a base hit, a hit by pitch, could start a big inning. And then from there, we just, you know, then we start playing the game to what the scoreboard dictated how we should play the game. That was the greatest part of our club.
So back to the fans in that era, because it's not making sense to me, because I wasn't watching Cleveland Indians baseball back then. You guys had sellouts for years and years and
455.
Yeah, and in my mind as a fan today, that's not making sense to me. What do you think is missing from the game right now, or is it just a fan issue? What is it? How do we get those crowds back to Major League Baseball?
You know what? I mean, look, fans are great. I think it's kind of happening in baseball a little bit, not just in one place. You know, I think, look, right now we're dealing with cold weather in the Midwest, in the East Coast. Once baseball gets going, and you guys know this, look, once it starts getting 70 degrees, you get into the mid 60s, and then obviously you get into May and June. That's when you really start seeing. But I know this. The fans are watching. They're still enjoying it. They might be at home, but they are still loving the game because the game is still great. It is. It is. And it will always be great. It's up to us, you know, the current and former players, to always talk positive of the game and keep the game moving in a positive way that we all thrive in it.
That's true. Tommy, I'm going to say something that I never said to you, and I never mentioned this before. And that time when you was talking in front of everybody in the crowd in the Hall of Fame, I was sitting down right next to your family. You know I love your family. I miss your dad. You know that your dad was like my dad. This guy hugged me every time he see me, and his sister, they love me. And I start crying. You know what? For happiness, for your family first, your father. But I start crying too because I say, wow, I should have been there with Tommy at this time. because I make bad decisions in my career, I don't finish where you are right now. And you are blessed to be there, and I give thanks to God on that day. But I was crying because I say, man, I should have been there with Tommy, celebrating, with the organization, with our friends, to be a Hall of Famer. Tell me about, to be in there with all those players. That was a dream come true for you. How you feel, like a little kid in there?
It is. First of all, I want to say, Carlos, just what a special human being you are. I mean, we knew it. We knew it when we met you. Mm-hmm. I think people around you, they see it and they know how genuine and real you are as a human being. And the game needs more of you. And, I love you. You know that. I love you more than anything. You were one of the greatest teammates. If you go down the line, all the teammates that played with you will say the same thing. So I appreciate that. I love you more than you know. That is a group of men in a fraternity that I don't think you can ever dream of being there. I didn't sign to become a Hall of Famer. I didn't even really think of it, because I never wanted to really get ahead of myself. All I reaped the rewards of was a great organization that drafted me, great teammates, good player teammates, like Hall of Famers of teammates that could and potentially will be, and an organization that gave us all they kept us around. Think about in the 90s what our organization in Cleveland did, signing all of us and keeping us around for the great ride that we had. And it's special. Even to this day, I still think, did this really all happen? Yes. And it's just very cool, very special to go back, see people you love, and be with them.
Last year, I got to go with me and my dad, which was still one of the greatest memories I have right now, is going to the Hall of Fame and seeing your plaque there. I have your Hall of Fame bobblehead. And what did it mean to you when you got to reveal Charlie Manuel's plaque for the Phillies Hall of Fame? Because, I mean...
Oh, special. Yeah. I mean, words can't describe this guy, and I've said it throughout this whole interview of what he's meant personally for me. I mean, I would not be close to where, I was at and became without a guy that genuinely rooted, supported, pushed all those long walks to the cage, whether you were feeling good, whether you were trying to find your swing, and he was always there for all of us. And, it's guys like him that we're just so lucky to have had.
Yeah, you guys have me emotional.
I got all of us emotional in the studio right now.
I should have packed some tissues. Oh my gosh!
I did not have that on my bingo card.
I know.
I love Tommy, man. He was special.
Okay, I'll bring it up a little bit. Yeah. I'll bring it up a little bit. Do you ever go back and listen to any Hammy calls? And do you have a favorite one? I mean, he's a great.
Oh, Ham.
He's a great man. But do you have a favorite?
He's a Hall of Famer too. Hall of Famer too.
Yeah, two Hall of Famers.
By the way, congrats. We're gonna have a wonderful summer. Hammy's going in, and. You know what's great about Hammy? Like I'll be having coffee and watching MLB Network, and there will be a call from Hammy.
Oh, he's a special man.
And all this, like you look, it's the same like now than it was when we were playing. Like what an amazing man. What a great honor. We're gonna enjoy and celebrate this summer. And he's just so deserving. We're lucky to have had him around to call our games because he kept the excitement going.
Yeah, he was very special. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there too because we have to celebrate Tom Hamilton, and I hope that we celebrate Omar Vizquel pretty soon because I think he deserves to be there. Tommy, be in Cleveland. this is the last question because I know that you're a busy guy and he's coaching, guys. He's coaching his son that he's doing really good. That's what I love about Tommy.
And when you're done with that, you can come be our hitting coach right here on Cleveland. FYI.
Hey, let me tell you something. Tommy, you came here to Cleveland. Our organization put a statue outside with Bob Feller, with Larry Doby, with all the best player of the game. And I remember that I was there right next to you when they put, the blame down. You know, when you saw you starting in there, what went through your mind?
Just really couldn't believe that the organization thought that highly of you to do something like that. Mm-hmm. But I'll go back, Carlos. I think it, to me, what that statue, what it means is all those great players that we had. And there's so many guys in that group that could also have statues, but it's the word I'm trying to use. It's a part of us all. And, I'm honored, just to have a statue in front of the ballpark is a dream. You don't ever dream of that, but you also understand as the player that don't happen unless you have a leadoff guy like Kenny Lofton,
yes,
a second hitter like Vizquel, a third hitter, by the way, and yourself that was a switch hitter that got Albert, me, Manny, and Eddie Murray,
yes,
and Sandy, all those pitches we got because all you guys got on base, which means all of us reap the rewards of that. So this is all of us, not just one, but very, very humbly. It's, I'll be honest, I go back through Cleveland in the winter and, you look over and there's a statue sitting there that you go, man, that's really, really special.
It is, man. Wow, what a show we have today.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you, Tommy, to be with us. We are blessed to have you. All the best for you, and I hope that
next time you're in studio,
August 29, we're gonna have everybody. The team, the 1995 team, is gonna be in Cleveland. You have to go to our ballpark because we're gonna celebrate together the 30 years of the best lineup in the game. They play the game, and remember what I say. It's gonna be at least 9 or 10 players from that lineup that's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. And this guy right here was one of the positive guys. This guy was. I never see this guy mad. I always see this guy having fun, enjoying the game. Finished his career with 276, 2,328 hits, 612 homers, 1,699 RBI. This guy was a special player.
Finished number one in all our hearts.
All our heart.
Thank you.
Lead the league in walk-off homer, 13. And how many Grand Slams you finished, brother? How many Grand Slams?
Oh, God.
You and Alex Rodriguez are the most Grand Slam in the game, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Manny, you know what, Carlos? I think Manny is the one that actually Grand Slam wise is big time up in the record books. He's right top 3, I believe.
Yes. We was blessed. Thank you, Tommy, to be with us here in the Carlos Baerga Show and the Big Play Sport Network. It's fun to have you. It's very nice. Thank you. God bless you. All the best for you, my friend. Thank you.
We'll see you this summer.
Yeah, we'll see you, Jim. And after we come back from our break, we're going to be talking about some Guardians headlines and some more little opening day bits. Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend Carlos Baerga, and always positive Jay. So before we get into some Guardians headlines, the Carlos Baerga Show is proudly sponsored by Infinity. Safety has never looked this good with a suite of standard intelligent safety features. The all-new QX80 is as safe as it is luxurious. The Infinity QX80 is great for the whole family as it offers 3 spacious rows and has an IIHS top safety pick. So go check out everything Infinity has to offer today. So,
well, Gabby, before we start, we got a big win yesterday, and it was very important. And we cannot forget about that. We have an interview from the manager from the Cleveland Guardians, and he's gonna talk about what happened yesterday, what happened to our center fielder Thomas, that he got hit by a pitch. So I think the fans need to know that we had that interview here for them, so we should have put on for them. So let's watch it. Let's watch it right now.
Got him good on the wrist, so we'll see how he feels tomorrow coming in.
What do you think of Ben today?
Ben was outstanding. That's a tough day to pitch. Their guy, Smith and Ben, were both phenomenal. Saw a little bit with Ben command. He wasn't himself today, but he was able to power through and get us 5 innings and probably use more pitches than he's used to through 5 innings on a game like that. But he did his job. Just excellent. Again, we love Ben. We love what he means for us, and he was outstanding today.
Nolan said, if I hit the foul ball, so he started smiling because he looked over and he saw you smiling at him. Just what's going through your mind when you know he's going through that moment?
Yeah, I mean, what a cool moment for him, right? Grew up here, gets traded back, and on opening day, a home opener, he has a chance to walk it off and misses a grand slam by about 10, 15 feet. And I was just like, oh, that would have been such a cool moment. And I was just smiling right at him. And it's like, you can't control where you hit the ball, you can't control where it goes. And so I just want him to relax. And, you have to laugh at the game sometimes. You have to smile because it's real easy to say, oh, man, and then you lose your focus on the next pitch. So what great at-bats by our guys there in the ninth. Like I mentioned earlier, Smith was really good. He showed some unbelievable stuff, command, and he's got 3 swing and miss pitches. And so for us to stick in there pitching, throwing a shutout out there, keeping us in it, giving us a chance, and then great at-bats there in the ninth.
What can your guys do in the dugout when it's so cold and then nothing will be batting anything? What can they do to keep warm or whatever?
I mean, they're coming up here. They're in the batting cage getting loose. They're able to run around in the weight room. We have jackets. We've got hand warmers, gloves. I mean, we did everything we could. It was cold. It was definitely cold out there. But our guys stayed ready.
What's to say about, you mentioned patience, right? And Nolan almost getting into one there. What's to just say about his patience to take that 3-2 pitch and, get the walk that wins it?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously haven't seen Nolan a whole lot yet. I'm just still getting to know him, but he's got outstanding plate discipline. The one thing I'll say about Nolan is there's very little chase, and when he hits it hard. I mean, his first 2 at-bats, both over 104, 105 miles an hour. So we're really excited about having Nolan here, and that's a professional at-bat. That's a big leaguer's at-bat right there, being able to take that close borderline pitch that it was down, and he knew it.
Yeah, so Nolan brought it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Lively brought it yesterday. The bullpen brought it. Class A looked like himself. Mike Clevenger definitely didn't bring it yesterday, but do you have any other takeaways?
I just want to score a little bit more
Oh, yeah,
runs.
scoring
I don't
runs
want to
would be
be
great.
nervous. I don't want to be nervous. And I know you was nervous. I know
I
he
was
went
nervous.
home. I know Positive J went home because he was kind of nervous
He
a
was
little
nervous
bit.
that we were going to get no hit.
I know, no.
I was nervous I was going to get hypothermia.
Oh, okay.
I know it. But you know what? Beating Chicago is important. And I want to. Today is going to be a big day. We got Allen against Burke from the team of Chicago. Detroit, they're going to play against the Yankees too. So I hope the Yankees do something
I hope
today
so
we
those
can
torpedo
bring.
bats.
Yeah, so we need to bring the Detroit Tigers down a little bit. And I know the Kansas City is coming. Kansas City is coming over here. They're coming over here, to play against us. And they got good pitching. They got good hitting. And we know we got our hands, a very, very filled. But those are the things that you have to be. They are our division. Last year, I think we played really good against them. So we need to step up and win those games in there.
Yeah, last year our matchups against Kansas City were very interesting and very tough every single time. But let me ask you this about Kansas City. Do you feel like they're going to be out to get us? Get some revenge, or is their revenge going to be just playing hard?
Playing hard. It's going to be playing hard. I think nobody want to get hurt. There's so many players getting hurt. You know how many players got hurt in spring training? 312.
Oh my gosh.
And right now, yesterday, the numbers of players getting hurt, it went up. Jason Murray got hurt. Ketel Martel got hurt. The catcher from Detroit got hurt too. I can't remember the guy that got the mustache.
Jake Rogers?
Jake Rogers got hurt too. So that everybody's getting hurt in the business. I don't know what's going on. So we need to win this series against Chicago to start against them and at least win 2 out of 3. I love that.
Yeah, I think we have the potential to do that. I think we can do that with this AL Central matchup coming up. But we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk some more Guardians with you guys. Welcome back to the Carlos Baerga Show with me, Gab Gowdy, Cleveland Indians legend, Carlos Baerga, and always positive J. So, guys, with new seasons, it always comes new things. So, did you guys see on the Guardians scoreboard yesterday? A lot of people
What happened?
aren't happy with it. I don't think you guys will be happy with it. Instead of batting average, besides the players' names, they're putting the players' OPS.
No way.
They
man.
are.
I was doing the Spanish version. I do the radio. In 1350 watts. You can listen to us in Fox, and I know that I don't watch that. I don't see that. So I can't believe they're taking the average. That's why we talk about. You told me about why you taking the average. That's the most important thing for me. Take the average, the home runs, and the RBIs in there. OPS is good.
Yeah.
Because OPS, it put together everything in there. But you know what? Don't take the average down.
It's on there. It's just a little bit smaller away from.
Oh yeah.
It's on there, but listed beside the players' names is OPS.
Positive. Do you
I
like
can't
it?
stand it.
Huh?
I absolutely can't stand it. I hate low batting averages already. It's still something I'm not used to whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's why I like Juan's one of my favorite players because he hits for average. And I just grew up my whole life that was the most important stat. It was more important than home runs or anything. You had to have a good average. All-Stars, you weren't an all-star if you hit below 300 unless you were hitting 50 home runs, but you still needed to be 280.
That's the way it used to be.
So you guys are not with the new stats, all these new stats?
Some
are cool.
I like the new stats, but you know what? I want somebody that hit. If you hit 300, you're going to help your team.
For sure.
If you hit 300, you're going to bring some RBIs. If you hit 300, you're getting on base. So you have everything in there. Get up, you just listen to the Hall of Famer.
Right.
He hit a lot of homers. He bring a lot of RBIs. But the most important for him was to hit 300. And that's something that we had to put up in the player's mind.
I heard the same thing from Albert Bell. He said it many times. You hit for average, the home runs will come.
They come. They come because that means you're hitting the ball right in the nose. You're putting everything together. This is not Luis Arraez. Luis Arraez is a special guy. He don't hit homers, but he bring RBIs, and he got his average is way over there. So, I want to have average guy in there in our team. So that's what I want. That's what I want.
Did you like it, Gab?
I mean, I'm not against it. I think that OPS tells a story about a player's hitting profile and how they get on base and things, but I'm not against it being on there. I do like some of the new stats. I like to see some things. When they talk about barrels and things, I'm interested in those, but I have a science background, so I'm
Carlos, do you think Tony Gwynn would be upset about this?
We have a girl here that want to work with us with analytics, so we got here Gabby.
I got some number stuff, I have some number background, but if we don't want to bore the people with numbers anymore, we can talk about another team in the AL Central that's getting kind of hot right now.
Yes.
The Detroit Tigers.
No, the Detroit Tigers, they have I think one of the best things that nobody people are talking about, what they did last year was very special. Using the second half, there wasn't there wasn't anywhere. There was 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. And they came up, they changed everything in the second half. They lost Javier Baez, they lost everybody, and they start using the bullpen, 1 inning each, starting the game. And they make it to the playoffs.
It worked.
They make it to the playoffs. The only guy was the Triple Crown. Escobar was the only one that started the game. But you know what? This year, they have Escobar. Mm-hmm. They got Flaherty. They have Olson. They have Job, the rookie guy that is really good. And they have another guy that his name is, oh, my God. I'm kind of forget about that. So they got good starters in there. They got good pitching, and I know they're playing really good. Even the hitters too. So we have our hands, very, very, very full, against Detroit. I think that our competition this year is going to be Detroit again. I think so.
Yeah, they're looking like a really good squad right now. Yeah. Besides Detroit, is there anyone else in the league that you're liking?
In the league, in the American League, or in the Central?
In the American League.
Well, in the American League, you have to talk about Toronto, Yankees, Boston. They're really good teams. What you're talking about in the West, you're talking about Houston and Texas Rangers. They have a really great team. And that's a team right now, today, at this time, you know who's in 4th place? The Angels. The young Angels. No more Ohtani, just Mike Trout. He's the
Just like
veteran
Trout out
player
there.
there, around with a lot of young players in there, and they're doing a good job. I don't think that they're going to keep up with that.
Right.
But I think that's a good news because we always see the same things first and second, going all the way through, through the finals. So I believe this is a good sign of a lot of new young players that are playing in the league this year.
Yeah, the Angels definitely are hitting home runs. They're hitting the ball
Yes.
hard. But
Yes.
on the other side, we have the Padres, the Giants,
Oh.
the Dodgers. That's
Yes.
like a slugfest. And like the Diamondbacks aren't even up to their potential yet, and they could probably get right
The
up there with them too.
Diamondbacks, he's one of the disappointing team right now. They have the best two pitchers.
Yes.
Burns and Galen. They haven't win. They haven't win yet. They haven't pitched good. For them, and they need those two guys. Those are the horses in there. I think one of the teams are playing really good that nobody thought the pitching staff was going to be that good. The Mets leading the league, Major League Baseball in ERA, 2.02, and the relievers are doing a great job, and they're in first place, and without Juan Soto even start hitting yet. So I can't believe that. So that's good for baseball. So you need to watch, you know what, Carlos Baerga Show. Stay with us because we always going to bring you every Wednesday at 8 o'clock. We're going to bring you something different here. And if we got the opportunity to bring Hall of Famers and Major League Cleveland players, you're going to have it for you. We're going to have it for you.
Yeah, thanks, guys, for another great week of talking Cleveland
Awesome.
Guardians baseball. We'll be back after next week.